Hello, how is everyone out there in the real world doing? Hello, Heather, how are you?
Wait, this is the real world?
It is. Yes, it is indeed. Yes. How are you? Is it getting super hot out there yet? Because I know you're over in that part of the world.
Yes, I am
Is
melting.
Is
Always melting. Yes.
yeah. It's hot over here.
Yeah,
And it's near as hot as yours, and I'm melting as well.
I know. It's
It's
different.
probably
It's a
not even
different
close.
kind of melt, right? Like
It sure is. It
there's
sure
like
is.
I always love my favorite thing is when people say, okay, for those of you who don't know, I'm in Arizona and they always say, but it's a dry heat. You know what? So is an oven. But if you stick
Yeah,
your face in an oven, at least you might get some cookies.
it's true.
It doesn't happen here. So anyway,
Yeah.
all right. So we've got some folks out there who are from much better places than the
Okay,
heat of
let's
the
do it.
dying
Let's do
desert. Greetings from Hermitage. That's from our friend
it.
Andrew. Donna has joined us as well. We got
Yeah.
Dimebag Darren out there. How you doing,
How about
buddy?
that?
I have not
I
seen you in a
love
while.
it.
I am
Yeah.
not real. I am unreal, he says. So.
Unreal. Yeah.
We got Mike in Niagara, near Niagara Falls.
Couple Canadian folks representing
That's
already.
right. That's right.
Go.
Vancouver. Thank you for
Yep.
that. Thank you for
There
that,
you
Darren.
go.
So
Awesome.
where are you, Michael? I was asked this last week. So we heard where Heather's from. Where's Michael? Because Michael never says. He just asks.
That's exactly right. And there's a reason for that. No, I'm in the upstate South Carolina. Upstate South Carolina. So not even near a beach.
Upstate South Carolina. Got it.
There you go. There you go. That's right. North of the South Carolina.
I've been there. You know what? I will say this, driving through the northern part coming down into those no, not a dry heat, but the mountains and the trees were a shock to me. I was really surprised by that because I hadn't never been to South Carolina, so I was surprised by the terrain. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very beautiful at times. Yeah.
Like saying you have witness protection rules you have to follow.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for being a member there, Mike. I appreciate it. I saw the member symbol. I love
That's
it.
right.
Love it. Appreciate the members out there too. Appreciate y'all's support.
So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, I'm going to talk about what.
No. One general topic, and then we'll talk about the specifics. We're just going to talk about tech. I mean, in case you guys were wondering what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about tech.
We are. We're just going to talk about tech stuff.
A little lamenting on some of the tech talk, but
yeah, Google-ish tech talk or whatever. I mean, those that know me know that I'm a Google person. I'm into that kind of stuff, and all I can say is I knew it was coming, but no. But there's always things happening all the time.
Okay, so let's preface by saying we try really hard to be as positive as we can on the show. I mean, we do, right? Like, I mean, there's some things that we're not happy about, but we're always honest, right? We're always honest. So today may be the most honest, not negative show that you've ever watched, because we're both going to be a little bit grumpy about some things. But anyway, that's the preface. Do you want to drop the hat? Do you want to drop it?
No, I don't.
No,
right. Okay, I will. All right. So yeah, I'll share my screen as well. They have announced it is a blog post out there now that
you got it.
Bringing the power of Google Meet to Google Duo users. Basically, they're getting rid of. Not really.
Now hold on. That headline makes it sound awesome. I'm just going to say, that headline, it seems like they're just combining the forces of two really awesome products.
I think they
want to see it that way, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, I'm absolutely fine. I love Duo. I'm a huge Duo fan. I know a lot of people are not Duo fans. I know there were a lot of in the past for people like us who were trying to convince people into Hangouts, and then it became Chat and Duo, and they've combined everything and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. They just make things confusing, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that they're doing something. I mean, it could be positive, and hopefully it is positive. I'm trying to look at the best outlook of this that I can, because people that know me know that I'm a huge Google user. I love Duo. One of the things that I absolutely loved about Duo, why I love Duo versus so many others, you could sign in with your phone number or your email. You didn't have to get, if you didn't want to give one of those, you could give one or the other when you have a conversation with a certain person. I love the fact that you could do that. The other thing that I absolutely loved was you could do a text chat, a voice chat, a video chat, or a video call. And you could do screen sharing, you could do all that kind of stuff and use it as a tool that way to help somebody walk through certain things on their phone and stuff. So, okay. So for me, that's one of the things that I absolutely love. And Meet is more on the business side where they were trying to compete with Zoom and all this other kind of stuff and everything. I think, I mean, I assume, especially when the pandemic hit, they just went crazy with that kind of thing. So anyway, so all that being said, it does seem silly to have two different versions of a product. So they're just basically, in my opinion, just combining them into one, just to make it totally confusion for there you go. What we got? That's what Microsoft did with Link and Skype and Teams. Failure.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. It's the same concept. They're trying to streamline. I mean, really, it makes sense, right? From a company
Corporate
standpoint, you definitely want to streamline your products and you want to have it, but it's confusing because what they're actually going to be doing is changing Duo to Meet, right? Like Duo will no longer be called Duo, even though there will still be some of those features in Meet, but only under certain circumstances will you actually see any of that. So it's kind of a weird scenario, and it's confusing.
So. I think so. Only because, they do that though. That's the kind of stuff that they do. Like when they first had G Talk, they had Google or G Chat. They had G Chat and they turned it into Hangouts. That's how a lot of this.
Oh yeah, that's very long
time ago. I mean, it's like a very, very long time ago. And,
so it's interesting that you mentioned they had G Chat, that they called it that. And they went away from that G mentality, even though the success of Gmail. So like why, and you've mentioned this before, why not G Chat? Why not G Meet? Why not G anything?
You can upgrade, change it, do whatever, but just keep the G because it's such a recognizable thing. Yeah, I do. I have mentioned that. It's just like YouTube. When they bought YouTube, they didn't change the name. They kept it and it stayed the same. So do the same thing. They just need the consistency things to go with that instead of, I don't know.
It's strange. It's strange. So, so the news that they brought up in that article is that they're combining them into pretty much one product, right? That's the idea. That's the simplest way to answer that. Would you say? Okay.
I agree with you.
I know, and we have a little bit of an opinion about it, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. So so that's one topic. Unless anybody out there has anything they want to add to that, we're going to move on to the next thing. So what was the next thing? Do you want me to share? Okay, so the next one is that Instagram has announced today that they are launching Amber Alerts for you in your area. So if you get if you have an Instagram account and you're just thumbing through your Instagram, you might see a picture of a missing child because it's in your area, or an Amber Alert coming across. I don't know if anybody is aware of this. Like you can actually turn these things off on your phone. I didn't realize this. So I've actually met people who are like, oh, I never get those. But an Amber Alert is that obnoxious sound that goes off on everyone's phone, and you're kind of like, whoa, what's happening? It sounds like an air raid or something, right? And it's a good thing because it's helping find a missing child, and that's a big deal. So anytime we can.
Since I get those though, since I already get those with text messages, I'm wondering if I'm going to get another one with Instagram.
That was my question. You're bringing up a great point, because my thought was, if I have turned off, because I know some people who have turned off those emergency alerts on their devices, will they still get these ones on through Instagram? And then even more to your point, what if you haven't turned them off? Will you now get two alerts, one from Instagram and one from the phone service? So that's an interesting concept. I don't know the answer to that.
The other thing is too, that's interesting to me is this, since Instagram is a global product, is Would that be global to
Yeah.
where you are located at that time, or how does that work? I mean,
That's a good question. I wonder if it's just in America, though.
yeah, I'd be curious on that as well, because I know we have some Canadian friends in here, and I know we have some others. I don't know. I was just curious on that, how that process works.
So here's
similar in those other countries also. I don't know.
Maybe
you guys can interject there.
It is the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, so it might be just in in America. But this I thought was interesting. It's an interesting point in the article where Facebook had launched Amber Alerts on your Facebook feed in 2015. You might not have been aware of that. And then Google began issuing Amber Alerts to users of search and maps tools in 2012. So these are things that have already been out there. You just didn't realize it. So it makes me wonder, did I need to be in the map at the time that an Amber Alert went off, that I would have then seen an Amber Alert on my Google map? Right? You know what I'm saying? It's all going on up in the head. Anyway, all right. So that's another conversation, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So, I got to pop in here with a comment. We got Bob Baxter visiting. He's also
Bob, how are you, sir?
a member of the YouTube community. Nice. We're grateful to you, Bob. That little symbol next to Bob's name and anybody else's name who has one of those means they're a member of the community, and we're grateful to you for doing that. And then Darren had a question.
Okay.
Does anyone know anything about Logitech Mevo Start camera?
I just know of it. I mean, I don't know a lot about, I don't have one. I know that there's supposed to be where you could have multiple of them and be able to put them around and use them and they all come in. You know how like the C920, when you have a webcam and then you have another C920, like
and they don't like each other.
They don't like each other. Supposedly this is supposed to be where it isolates each one and you can have, I think it's their kind of replacement, but I know it's supposed to be 1080p. That's all I know. I don't know any more than that, and I know I've heard about it, but
Mevo, I didn't know it was a Logitech. I remember Mevo coming to the party with cameras.
Oh, really?
They're very expensive. Yeah. Do you remember Jeff C? Jeff C used Mevo cameras.
Did he really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they're very expensive. They were not inexpensive at all. Yeah. Andrew said, "Yay! It looks like Hangouts is coming back under a new name."
Yeah, sort of.
That's funny. Here in my part of Canada, from Mike, they tried to geofence the Amber Alerts, but at 3 a.m., alerting me to someone that is missing a 4-hour drive away does not make sense. You are correct. I agree totally. So we call Google Messages GMS, right? I'm just gonna leave that.
There it is. Yeah.
Anyway,
one thing, okay, so he brought it back up, so I'm going to bring it back up. So here we go. So me and Duo, so you're combining these. See, I think they should have a consumer side and then a professional side. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Leave well enough alone and do those things like that. You're saying that they want to combine. They want to not have two separate things. They already tried to do a lot of that with Hangouts and bringing chat and YouTube. Remember when they tried to bring YouTube? They already have a destination for your video. I know, but they already have a destination for your video. So why create a whole nother thing where you have to drop things into Google Drive if you record it? Why not use YouTube? That's already a resource that you have, So, and I'm not suggesting anything to you, Google, so don't listen to me, but I just don't. It's not always a good thing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, to try and consolidate and do whatever. I think
I think you're right. I think you're right about consolidating two separate sides. I think you're right about that, because they are shifting the focus. The aim of their game, as it were, is for two separate versions of a Google experience. One would be the consumer side, you and me, normal folks doing regular stuff. I got a Gmail account and I've got a YouTube account and I've got some stuff I'm doing. I can use my Drive, yada, yada, yada. And then there's the workspace, as it's called now. Right. This iteration is called Workspace. that is for the professional side, where you can have your business and everyone in your business can be on the same, don't say team, workspace. You can all be in the same workspace, right? So that would make total sense to have Duo be more for the consumer, the regular folk who want to just have a little fun with their messages, and then have Meet be for those who want to have more professional meetings. And that, I agree. I think that would be ideal.
I mean,
let's just do it. I mean, really, you and I made the executive decision. It's done. This is how it's going to be.
I just think that if they want to consolidate and do all this kind of stuff, have one destination, all this different kind of stuff, they could have done it right a long time ago. They could have done something like a G-Tube instead of Duo, and just have the destination go there. And same thing with G-Meet. Have the destination go to YouTube, whatever, the video goes there, whatever sits on their servers, whatever, that kind of thing. If they want to do it from consumer side, I don't know. It's just my thing. So yeah, there you go. That's right.
Calling it a gang. Yeah.
Gang. Yeah.
All right. Andrew would like to know, how would they define area? 5 miles, 50 miles, or 100 miles? Yeah, that's a great point, because I will say this: I personally do not have my location on my device at all times. It's just not something I've ever done since since the iteration of the cell phone. I have never wanted it to track where I am at all times. I know that it does, but I don't want to volunteer that information. Okay. So I have always turned off my location. So how would it know that I should know this area is?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's a good point. Yep.
That's a good question.
Your last known location.
Based on where you last checked in, there's somebody missing over there. You might want to check.
So 3 years ago, when you were here, when you last did your location or did something on a map.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so there was a third thing you wanted to chat about.
Yes.
This one I'm really excited about. I am super happy this little bit of news is popping.
You like this one, huh? Yeah, because I mentioned this and I didn't think anything of it, and then when your eyes actually lit up a little bit, you're like, oh, cool, this is going to be a good one.
I use this every day, so it's a big deal to me. Anyway,
Discord adds text chat directly inside your voice channels.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Discord is like, a communication tool, right? Gamers love it. Here's the thing. When you're in a voice chat with other people on a server and you want to send them a picture, or you want to text a message to somebody because you can't really talk right now, but you want to be able to listen to what they're saying, but you want to also now talk to them and tell them, you have to either use in-game chat or you have to use a whole separate channel within your Discord server in order to send a picture or to chat or whatever. And then you're like, hey, I sent it. It's over in yada yada chat. It's a real pain. Now we can click on a little comment bubble and see the chat right there. It's ingenious. What has taken them so long? That's what I want to know. But
it's kind of like Duo. Got all that stuff. You can chat.
You're just gonna go full circle with this, aren't you? You're like, in chat, in Google, you don't have that problem when you use Duo. I'm gonna miss Duo.
I love the fact that you can, like I do on my app on my phone, I can hold down for 2 seconds on the app and then I can send a voice.
You're talking about Duo.
Yes. Voice
I'm just making sure that the people know you're talking about Duo.
Yes. Love it. I just love the ability to be able to do that, because I can be driving. I can just tap on it real quickly or whatever and just tap it and put a video message or a voice message. I don't know.
I get it. There were a couple things that I really like about Duo. Honestly, I love the fact that it has knock knock, meaning I need
a little side page.
I love it, because you get this knock knock feature, which means I can actually make faces at you while I'm waiting for you to answer the phone. I love that. I think it's like this little window into like, hey, it's me. And you're like, oh, I'm not answering that. But whatever. I just like that feature. I think that's pretty fun. I usually have a good time with that, as you well know.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But I also like the little filters that they have too. And like I said earlier, I think this is
Oh
why it
yeah.
should be on the consumer side, because it is a
Mhm.
fun app. It really is
Mhm.
kind of fun to play with some of these things. And I don't know, maybe that's why you people who aren't on Duo are not on Duos, because it's too silly and too fun. But
Maybe.
but
There are
you know, here's
definitely some issues too, though. I just want to mention
there.
one thing. We're
Oh,
talking
for
about
sure.
Duo, but like every device in your house, if you're a G person, assistant, every device goes off. I mean, your phone, every device.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
real pain.
that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I
But
think the
anyway, I
last
didn't mean
time
to
you
interrupt you.
called me, no, the last time you called me, it was like, oh my God. I mean, somebody was in the kitchen, somebody was in the living room, I'm in my office, and the bedroom also went off.
I know.
And it's like, hi.
Yeah.
It's like
How to
everyone
call.
knows I got a call. It's very
I know.
annoying.
Chipper came from downstairs the other day and he says, "Who's Randall and why is he calling you?" Because it tells you that. It'll say,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
you know."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or there is one other thing that
miss the call, but go ahead.
no, we don't want you to miss the call. It's really important. Randall
Yes.
wants to talk to you. But there was a thing that that I did not like about Duo. This one little tiny thing, and it's when you go to leave a note, like write a note, you can actually write a note so long, and it's not very long, but so long that the person who gets it can't read it. But you don't know that until the darn thing is sent, right? Right?
Yes. I
It's
never
so
realized.
dumb.
Never thought
It's
about
so dumb. I'm like, okay, I'll rewrite that. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've said that.
That's hilarious.
Never mind. And I'm not saying that I write a book or
I
anything.
don't
It's
know
just
that I knew that. I don't know
it's
that I
like
knew.
you're like, I don't. It's not making any sense what you're saying to me. That's because you can't read the other half of what I wrote. But it's fine. Yeah. Andrew says these are solutions in search of a problem. Busy work for engineers. Sure.
For sure.
Darren said, "Don't worry, 10 other devices will go off around you." He's
No
so
doubt,
right. He's
dude.
so right.
No doubt.
So
No
right.
doubt.
So right. So here I am going to say this. We're going to continue this conversation in the Backstage Pass with our members. So if you're not yet a member of this fine community that likes to complain about Google stuff, because we absolutely love it, to be honest. But every once in a while, they kind of take us off. But anyway, if you are not a member and you'd like to be, it's real simple. You can just click the join button down here if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on any other place, head over to YouTube, because that's where you get it. You could also go to tinkeringwithtech.net if you don't want to go to YouTube, because it will take you to YouTube.
Exactly. So there you
Yes.
go.
Yes, that's how you
Excellent.
join, and you definitely want to join at the correct membership level in order to achieve the benefits of being a Tinkering with Tech member. And the best membership perk of all is my favorite thing we do right after the show, the Backstage Pass. So I hope that you'll join us. It'd be great.
Awesome. Yes, great point. The only other thing, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the tech, in the news and everything. For some reason, today was a pretty big one with a lot of stuff. I know that Twitter, Facebook, is that right? Am I saying that right? They both stepped down, the CEOs or whatever. Is that true?
Yeah, whatever their titles are.
CEO,
Sandberg, and I forgot his name.
Right, Carl Sandberg and
Twitter's whatever dude. I forget his name. Why could I not remember his name? I should really have that on the screen over here. It's probably CEO over there, but chief. I don't know. It's the COO of Facebook, which was Sandberg is her name. She did step down today.
There you go.
So, and I think Twitter was last week, if I'm correct on that. But
yep. So lots of stuff going on. I mean, lots of things happening. Lots of things just making us whatever. Just kidding. I didn't want to sound too negative today. No, I'm not negative. I'm actually, hopefully it's a positive. I doubt it, but hopefully it's a positive. Seriously, that's the way I have to look at things. And Heather, thank you so much for the push. And thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's the best thing I pay for every month. not that I have to buy his friendship, but it helps.
It does help. Oh Lord, that's hilarious. Anyway.
Too good.
All righty. Well,
all right.
Let's see. I'm going to do something real quick because I see out there that it's just stupid. But anyway, go ahead. You can finish up on.
That's okay. I was trying to fix something on my Stream Deck and it just went nuts.
Right.
So hopefully I didn't just send out all kinds of messages to people that didn't need them. Yeah, I'm going to be sending out the link for the Backstage Pass. If you're a member, we hope to see you there. If you're not, you know how to do it. So
thank you, folks. So as always, I appreciate you guys. Heather, I appreciate you. Oh, go ahead. We're going to change our time, right?
Yes, we completely forgot our announcement.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Next week, starting next week, everyone, we will be 1 hour later. Is that correct?
It is 1 hour later.
1 hour later than it's been. So instead of 5 p.m. Eastern time, it'll be 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully everybody heard all that. So, all right.
Thank you, everybody. Bye, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And we'll see people in the Backstage Pass right now. Bye, all.
Bye.